Welcome back, once again adventurers, to Let's Play Steins. In the last episode, Rintaro had a somewhat interesting if bizarre conversation with Suzuha outside of the Braunchi workshop, in which she gave a rather interesting hint about John Titor, which we'll probably need to follow up on. And unfortunately, before we could discuss any further, a roiling thundercloud by the name of Yugo Mr. Braun Tanuji came thundering in on his moped and pretty much almost proceeded to lay the smackdown on Rintaro for being within 50 feet of his daughter Nai. So we basically had to use Suzuha as a temporary sacrifice to appease him. Now Kurisu and Rintaro are the only ones left in the little future gadget lab. And there's our response from Moeka. We've already read that.
そこの助手、お前は帰らないのか?
Well, everyone else is gone, and we're not doing any more experiments because of you know who. So yeah, you're free to leave.
目障りなら帰るけど。
I don't
目
see that
障り
there
という
is.
わけではないが、何か用事でもあるのか?
いいえ。でもちょっと考えたいことがあって。
I suppose we'll leave you to your thinking.
ホテルに戻って考えればいい。
何？追い出したいの？
I didn't think that was what he was implying, Kurisu, but
そうか。どうせ友達もいないし、ホテルに帰っても一人ぼっちで寂しいから、この法院京馬に構ってほしいというわけだな。このお子様セレセブめ。
寂しいのはあんたの方だろ。さっきからあんまり元気ないし。なんなら相談に乗るぞ。私はある意味で部外者だから話しやすいんじゃない？
the reason why we are quote-unquote gloomy has nothing to do with loneliness. It has something. Well, we are technically lonely in the sense that nobody remembers anything.
年下の女に相談する男の人って、ぐにょぐにょだけど、それでもいいんなら聞いてやってもいい。
Why does she have to be such a smartass? She even has a mocking grin on her face.
俺はメールをする用事があるのだ。どうしてもここにいたいのならば、邪魔をせず静かにしているのだな。ザ・ゾンビ。
その呼び方が一番カチンとくるわね。
Indeed, I believe that was the very first nickname that he gave her. Despite her complaint, Kurisu makes no move to leave, so she's just going to sit on the sofa and continue reading her technical book. On closer inspection, I realize it's in English. Maybe my assistant isn't a genius, but just an extreme studier.
コーヒーを飲むか?
もらうわ。
Coffee's always a good thing for first thing in the morning. I make some instant coffee for Kurisu. I usually drink plunger coffee myself, which is even better than instant coffee, but I still prefer any type of coffee. I take a fresh Dr. Pepper out of the refrigerator for myself, and sit down in front of the computer. Alright, we need to do what needs to be done. Let's do what needs to be done, I should say. Let's get in touch with John Titor. I only hope this doesn't get undone too. Since we have his address, it's not like we're sending a D-mail or anything, because we're not using the phone wave. Thanks for the intel on the IBN 5100. The code is from CERN's database. In other words, I'll just read this before we send it. In other news, I've successfully built a time machine that sends emails to the past. When we change the past by sending an email, does that change the world line? I noticed that some events were undone. Does this mean the world line changed? You said the many worlds view interpretation is correct, but I'd like to hear the proof if you don't mind. Let's hear John Titor's thoughts on the matter. And I will be using them interchangeably depending on how I feel at the time. Titor, potato. I sigh and chug my Dr. Pepper. Now to wait for his reply. I checked the @channel thread just to be sure, but Titor hasn't posted recently.
ずいぶん深いため息ついてるわね。
Adieu, the observant one, Kurisu. Kurisu says without lifting her eyes from the book. Maybe I should tell her how that D-mail changed the past, although I doubt that, since she doesn't really remember the finer details, that she'll, believe us so readily. And how she seems to have lost her memories about it. Why am I considering talking to Kurisu? Maybe because she's probably the only one who might possibly understand, outside of John Titor, of course. Because I don't think Mayuri or Daru would even comprehend this problem. Kurisu, on the other hand, might be able to form a hypothesis, at least that's what I hope. Even then, she'll still be somewhat, skeptical. Meanwhile, we're getting a call from Daru.
オカリン、実はとんでもないミスに気づいたんだ。
Terrible mistake.
ミス
That sounds ominous. Is it about the phone wave TBA? Is it related to the phenomenon I experienced earlier? Or could it have been something about the hacking with CERN? Maybe he's not as powerful as I thought he was. I know it's pathetic for a mad scientist to show anxiety, but I can't help it. I lick my dry lips and wait for Daru to speak.
実はさ、ラボに財布忘れてきたお。
Or it could just be a completely innocuously mundane reason.
に
おかげでメイクインに入れないよ。オカリン、悪いけど僕の財布届けてくんない？お礼にメイクインでドリンクおごるから。
It appears we are now Daru's errand boy, it would seem. And Rintaro is quite grumpy at this.
貴様は神田川で水浴びでもしていろ。
I shout and hang up. Damn it, I got stressed for nothing. But right afterwards, my phone rings again. This time we're gonna take it. It's Mayuri.
もしもし。財布は届けないからな。
But probably should have checked the caller ID there, Rintaro. Also, unless, yeah, that definitely doesn't look like Daru.
トゥットゥルー、おかりんおかりん。
And her familiar catchphrase greeting is always enough to calm us
マユ
down.
リか。誰も一緒にいるのだろう。いいか。そのバカに金を貸す必要はないからな。
Yeah, let him get his own wallet.
ああ、わかった。
Mayuri seems unusually compliant.
でね、オカリンもう元気になったかなって思って、ちゃんとウーパーをむぎゅーってした？
Yes.
していない。
Yes, we. Oh no.
そもそも
No, we
俺は
didn't.
いつだろうと狂気と野心に満ち溢れたマッドサイエンティストである。
そっか。あのね、何か悩みがあったらマユシンに相談するんだよ。マユシンはね、難しい話はよくわかんないけど、オカリンのことはよーくわかってるもん。
That's kind of why we can't actually talk to you about the situation at hand.
お前にこの俺がわかるというのか。
Rintaro is apparently confused by
子
that.
供の頃から一緒だもん。
Well, they are childhood friends, so I suppose it's not that unusual.
もう切るぞ。バイト頑張れよ。
ありがとう。じゃあね。
Farewell, Mayuri.
たくあのバカめ。
Indeed, she knows nothing of Hoin Kyoma.
岡部、顔がにやけてる。
何を言うかこのセルセブが。
It appears nothing escapes your gaze.
セレセブ言うな。
I was going to tell Kurisu the truth, but now I've changed my mind. The mad scientist Hoin Kyoma would never grin at the words of a mere hostage like Mayuri. We still have something rather important to take care of. Well, that is,
恋す
well,
る乙女が好きな相手からのメールを待ってるみたい。
we're waiting for John Titor's reply. She sure likes to attack me for every little thing.
そんなに構ってほしいのか。
Could this be it? Let's wait and see. No, it's from Mayuri. You know, I've been working at May Queen for three months as of today. The other girls threw me a party. I can't believe I've been a May for 3 months. Time sure flew by. But don't worry, Mayushi's still Ogureen's full-time hostage. We replied, working. You need money to buy junk food or else you'll die of starvation. I understand. We replied, 3 months. Party after 3 months? Ridiculous. I don't see how that deserves congratulations. You sure are crazy. We replied, maid. I can't believe you're working at a maid cafe. I mean, you still never cosplay outside of work. We reply, working. As a humorous response, I suppose.
ささやかな復讐よ。あんたからのひどい扱いにいつもぐっと耐えてるんだから。それぐらい許せ。
Ah yes, sweet revenge.
これでも
Revenge is
俺
always
は
sweet.
お前をリスペクトしているつもりだぞ。
Believe it or not, Kurisu, he's actually being sincere in this.
名前すらまともに呼んだこともないくせによく言う。
それについてはすまないと思っている。
Kurisu lifts her face and stares at me in shock. Yes, indeed. He actually, politely apologized to you. In person, no
へ
less.
え、意外。あんたって謝るんだ。
Indeed he did.
謝るさ。だがどうしようもないのだ。俺の脳はお前のことを助手のクリスティーナという認識で固定してしまっていて直しようがないからな。
回答して海馬に電極ぶっ刺してやりたい。
There's, Kurisu's insane tendencies are, unfortunately... Right after that silly exchange, Titor's mail arrives. Yes, finally. Greetings, Kyoma. Can you tell me exactly how you changed the past? I'd like to verify what you said is true. I'll be happy to give you the details. We sent an email today. It was said to arrive last Tuesday, 170 hours ago. I'll read the rest of it. It contained the winning numbers. For the third place prize of that night's Lotto 6 drawing. The moment we sent the email, my associates who helped plan the experiment and waited and watched me send it instantly forgot that any of that happened. When I checked, I found that the email had vanished from my phone's sent history. I know for a fact that it arrived in the past, as my friend bought a Lotto 6 ticket based on information I had apparently given him. He got one of the numbers wrong, but otherwise it was an exact match. See what John Titor has to think of this.
John Titor.
Someone who could actually help us out with our time travel problem.
嘘。
Indeed, we have a direct line.
やつはよほど悪意のある人間以外に対してはオープンだ。メルアドも公開している。こうしてやり取りするのは2度目だ。
どうりであんたがタイタンの書き込みを引用したがるわけだ。信者ってわけね。
Given the fact that everything he has said thus far has panned out, yes.
そういうわけではない。だが奴の話にはうなずける点も多い。
そう？フィクションにしか思えないけど。
We got a reply from Titor. That's very interesting. From the events you described, it sounds like you indeed changed the past. I suspect the email that you sent changed Divergence, if only a little. Bravo! The instant your email arrived in the past, you shifted from your original world line to an ever so slightly different world line. On this world line, you received an email from the future containing the Lotto 6 numbers. You told your friends the numbers, perhaps because you didn't quite trust the email, but your friend got a number wrong when he purchased the ticket. The original email likely disappeared from your send history when the world line changed. If all of this makes sense, the one thing I don't understand is how you kept your memories of the previous world line. Just so we're clear, you are telling the truth, yes? Indeed, that is so. Yes, I still have my memories from before the past was changed. That is the truth. By the way, this is actually the second time this has happened. You traveled 26 years into your past. Haven't you experienced something similar? Also, what effect do you think my intentional manipulation of the timeline might have? Memory. I've confirmed that divergence is currently 0.571015%. I cannot tell what the value was before you changed the past. This is because I, like your friends, have no memories of the world line before you changed the past. In the case of physical time travel, memories are retained even if the world line changes. That's been proven by my own experience. But in the case of an email like the one you sent, the time traveler changes the past without actually traveling through time. A situation that scientists at my time never even considered. It wasn't necessary, since the time machine on 2034 gave us a means of physical time travel, so I'm afraid that I have no idea how to explain the phenomenon you've been experiencing. How exactly do you measure divergence? Where do these numbers come from? Well, bit of a real talk here, but for those of you who have actually been paying attention, completely unaware to Rintaro Okabe, aka Ho in Kiyoma, notice that when we did the Lotto experiment, a number changed. And if you were paying attention, I believe the numbers on that meter that appears were the exact same numbers of divergence that John Titor has just spoken about. Although because Rintaro is completely unaware of this, he doesn't know about it. Strictly speaking, I wasn't being entirely accurate when I wrote that the Everett Wheeler model was accepted in my time. The first functioning time machine was completed in 2034. In the 2 years following that breakthrough, our understanding of the universe's structure grew dramatically. In 2036, scientists proved that the universe is comprised of attractor fields, which describe the extent of worldline convergence. This theory was first proposed in 2020. Sorry, I forgot to answer your question. I have a meter that measures divergence. A reading of 0% divergence corresponds to the world lines I originally came from. In other words, it's a subjective, not absolute measurement. This total can only indicate the current divergence. Please explain these attractor fields. How do they affect world lines? Wow, we're receiving responses as quickly as Shining Finger, it would seem. Put simply, attractor fields are the focal points of worldline convergence. Their existence is responsible for phenomena previously known as fate and chance. There's no real point making small changes to a worldline. Due to convergence, small changes do not have a lasting influence. Humans who can observe convergence are exceedingly rare. I haven't met anyone with that ability myself, so I'm unqualified to give you an accurate appraisal. But you, Kioma, might be one such individual. You might have the power to observe convergence. You might be the one who can guide us to a world line beyond 1% divergence across the wall that divides attractor fields. That is certainly an interesting proposition. The tone of Titor's mail has suddenly changed. Now Titor seems to be completely interested in us. He thinks I have some kind of power. Well, that could explain the strange phenomena that we've been experiencing when we changed the past. First I feel a sense of pride. Next comes apprehension. Could this be a trap? In the first place, I can't confirm if this is the real John Titor, and I don't even know if the Titor from 2000 was really a time traveler. And we got a reply from Mayuri. It's not like I'm always hungry, just most of the time. Besides, I spend my salary at a 6:4 ratio of cosplay material to snacks. If Titor's Worldline Theory holds, then that could explain the supernatural events that I've experienced. But this last statement is pretty hard to swallow. As soon as I begin to doubt, all of his words start to smell like lies. That stuff about the IBN 5100 may have been a lie too. That mysterious program code could just be a simple bug. Now he claims I have special powers. He's starting to sound like some new age con artist. And besides, I don't need Titor to tell me that. And so Rintaro laughs like a complete maniac. Kurisu jerks at the sound of my laughter.
いきなり笑い出すのよ、気色悪い。
これが笑わずにいられるか。実に傑作ではないか。この俺が持つ力だと。
Well, I wouldn't. It could be technically correct to call it a power, but we do have some sort of
そんなこと言われなくとも。
phenomenon.
俺はとっくに気づいていたぞ。ジョン・タイター。
And now Rintaro is being his usual arrogant self. I snap my eyes wide open. I raise my phone high to the heavens.
この魔眼。リーディングシュタイナーの真の力にな。
The magic power, the magic eye reading Steiner, possibly related to Steins Gate.
話の流れはさっぱり見えんが、岡部次長しろとだけ言っておく。
Kurisu is finally getting what Daru has been telling her all along, it would seem.
え？
But it's also curious that you of all people might actually know that word specifically.
Oh.
Another slip of the tongue, perhaps? Kurisu hides her face in her book. Literally. She pretends to read, but I can see from here that her ears are bright red. How does she know about Chunibyo? Is she an act-chandler after all? No, that doesn't matter now. I think it does. I need to reply to Titor. To that last email. What is beyond the wall? What will happen when we cross it? The answer may change everything. If we cross the wall, we will have freedom. If we do not, then the dystopia I came from will be your future. In exchange for providing false peace and joy, your masters will stamp out every last vestige of free will. As I said, my goal is to change that future. You might be the one who can make that possible. And Rintaro is having a hard time with this, but apparently according to John Titor, if we can change the past drastically enough to actually achieve a 1% divergence factor, we might be able to break free of this so-called attractor field and possibly even diverge greatly from the future in which CERN actually have a completely controlled dystopia. Now it's getting creepy. Is this some kind of new cult? Or is he really trying to con me here? He's also contradicting himself again. The Titor who appeared in 2000 said he travelled back in time to retrieve lost technology lost in World War III. Yet this guy's saying he came to prevent the creation of a dystopia ruled by CERN. This guy might be an imposter. I'm fed up, so I quit replying, but just as I'm about to put away my phone... One last mail from Titor. Kioma, I want you to be the Messiah. If the same thing happens to you again, please contact me once more. That moment will prove that you are the Messiah. Raises the hair on the back of my neck. What is this? Fear? Disgust? I don't know, but something is very wrong. So John Titor believes us to be some kind of savior. And with that we're in chapter 4. Chaos Theory, Homeostasis. Messiah, noun. 1. In Christianity. A title for Jesus Christ. 2. One who brings salvation to mankind. Saviour. 3. One who rescues others from peril. Well, the first one can be easily debunked, but the John Titor believes Rintaro Okabe to be a messiah in the second and third definitions. Salvation. Deliverance from pain and suffering, from Kojian Dictionary.
John Titor は実にバカだな。
And now Rintaro is basically throwing everything that he knows about John Titor to the four corners of the universe by calling him a complete fraud and pretender. Well, I believe that's a good place to end the episode there. When we return, adventurers, we shall once again try to get our heads around what John Titor, the information that John Titor has said, and see how the world lines and attractor fields might actually factor into our phone wave TBA time travel experiments with the D-mails. As always, until next we meet.